no remontada, because that was what was trendy, remontada. No remontada today. But you guys started well. Mistake from Neuer and Adagula scored. Which was, especially that first half, it was more or less a basketball game. Because Bayern will score, Real Madrid will score, Bayern will score. It was an interesting game, especially that first half. What do you have to say generally about the game? Because I know that Abeloa made some subs, and especially that Felamendi or Olise, it worked for like 80% of the game. It worked. The introduction of what's his name, Militao for doing Heisen, it also worked. So, what do you have to say generally about the game?
Yeah, the concept of this second leg is basically around this guy missing the game, Tchouaméni missing the game. And if you see it in that midfield today, we lost, his presence in that midfield. So his absence basically made, the manager to make some changes, in the lineup and all. So, but generally, we have not been a very good defensive team. That's one thing for sure. And then I don't want to put it on, injuries or anything, but you know that so many from the first leg to the second leg, there were so many goals that if we had probably our first goalkeeper, he could have saved those goals, So, but I don't even want to like put the entire thing about, because injuries are part of the game, and all that. So, but generally, I like the way we played, and it was more, should I say, it was more urgent than the way we played in the first leg. In the first leg, from the beginning of the game, we're just kind of very slow up until the last 30 minutes of the game. So, but if at all we played the first leg with this kind of intensity, at least we would have at least scored more than a goal in the first leg. So, but it is what it is.
But you guys had a lot of chances in the first leg. It's just that Manuel was on another level. And I didn't expect him to make errors today, but he made the errors. Actually, those first two goals, I think even the free kick, he was like, I think he didn't take that thing very serious. Actually, that free kick. I don't think he was expecting the ball to hit the wall like that.
Yeah, normally, when you look at Adagula's free kick, it's mostly, it goes up high and everything. So maybe he thought that it's not going to, make any impact. So, but he was wrong. So, but the thing is that you see that last goal there. I did not even watch that last goal because immediately we got that Immediately we scored. Luis Diaz scored that second to the last goal. I just went off because I knew, like, we just cannot do it because even with 11 men, we see how we're trying to struggle to keep up with the pace and everything. Then now talk more of when you have 10 men and everything. So psychologically, the players will not be able to do anything. And I just don't even know because I don't even understand the situation around that red card. I don't even understand.
That's my next question. What do you have to say about the red card? The red card was not given for the foul.
Yes. So maybe he said something. I don't know. So maybe we'll get to hear after. Maybe we'll get to hear maybe tomorrow. Hear what
he delayed the restart.
Of course he did, but he was given a yellow card. I think he was given a yellow card.
No,
was it not because he held the ball? He held the ball. He was given the yellow card after he left the ball now. So it was after, when the referee gave him the yellow card, then Bayern players, I think they said they were even the ones that are saying they should give the card or something. Then he now came back and gave him another yellow card. So it was not for the delay. It wasn't for the delay, actually. It wasn't for the delay.
I think he did something and he was given a yellow card first. He was already on a yellow card.
No, the yellow card was, it was at that particular spot now. It was not something that...
Let me check.
It was at that particular spot. It was not like 5 minutes before the event he had a yellow card, then he was given a yellow card. No, it was at that particular spot. He made the delay, which was...
No. That's what this is what I've been trying to say. In the 78th minute, he was booked. He came on in the 61st minute. He was booked in the
Okay.
78th minute. Then he got his second yellow card in the 86th minute. So
Okay.
that's why I'm saying that he was already on a yellow card. That's why he
Okay.
was sent off.
Because I was kind of surprised. I was like, how now? What happened there? Did he say anything? Did he abuse anybody? Did he call anybody name
The
or
first
anything?
yellow card he got, if you can remember, it was when Musiala picked the ball and he was driving. Then he came from back and pushed Musiala.
I didn't even pay attention to that
That was
actually.
when he got that first yellow card. I remember that was when he
Yeah, I
got the
didn't
first
even pay
yellow
attention
card.
to that. So and I think that was like the climax of our game, because if you are struggling to keep up with Bayern with 11 players, then how do you expect to keep up with with just like 10 minutes, I mean 5 minutes to go in the entire game? So it was just not possible for us. And just like what we did all out, we came out all out and then considered another goal. So because there's nothing to even fight for again. So the onus now is on the management. It's not even on the players, it's not even on the coach, it's not even on a team like Real Madrid, whether you like it or not. You cannot sack a manager, like a manager at that particular time that Alonso was sacked. You cannot just sack a manager and expect things to just go on well. We are not a mid-table team that you expect things to just go on well, after sacking the manager due to some reasons best known to you. Because I could remember, if the manager Alonso, when we had Alonso, we're still very much alive in all the three competitions.
Yeah.
Immediately he was sacked, the following competition, we got knocked out of the Copa del Rey, and then all the other issues started coming up. So the thing is that whether we like it or not, we have to go back to what that manager was doing, or what made you, or what made some players to go against that manager. You cannot continue to have a team where some players will they want to press when they want to press. It's only when they feel like pressing that's when they press.
Yeah.
If you look at today's game, Bayern, everybody was the moment Vinicius gets the ball, you see 4 5 players on him. The moment anybody, whether it's Brahim Diaz, whether it's Arnold, anybody that gets the ball, you see at least 2 Bayern players on him. But Madrid, so many times Bayern, you see them running almost half of the pitch with nobody marking them. Vinicius and Mbappe, they choose when to press, they choose when to react, they choose when to come or turn up, and this has to stop. And this reluctance is what is making other people to also feel reluctant in the team, because we feel like, okay, if Vinny cannot press, like I'll make reference with yesterday's game with Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. I watched the entire game. If you look at Bayern Atletico had a plan. They played a conventional 4-4-2 formation. They had a plan. Their first line of defense was Griezmann and Alvarez. They were their first line of defense, followed by the 4 midfielders that they had. Then the last, set of defenders that they had. In fact, I could remember there was even a time where, a ball was supposed to, the left back was supposed to come in to, take one of the loose balls. Then the left midfielder that was there, I can't recall, he signaled him that he should go back. I will take control of this ball. I will take charge of this place. Go back. So what they are trying to tell you there is that when you have it, if the opponent beats your first line of defense, the first 2 players, then you now have the 4 players at the midfield, and also at the same time the 2 strikers also come up to add up to the numbers in the midfield. Then going back to the defense, if they eventually beat the midfield, then you now have another set of defenders with also the midfield and the strikers coming in to cover up the loose spaces. But in Madrid, no, the case is not there. Everybody just turn up. So that's why I said it's still for the management to sit down, look at. Definitely some players have to go. Whether I won't put out names, but some players have to just go. They are not just good enough for anything. And then some places have to be replenished, whether we like it or not. So that's just it. That's the reflection for me.
So, what are your final thoughts now that you guys are out of the Champions League? What's the next step now? Because you are 9 points behind Barcelona in La Liga. It seems like you guys are going to finish this season trophyless. From the way
Yeah, and it's a sad one. It's a sad one, really. No fan would want to like finish up in that kind of position. But of course, this, like I said, this is something of their own making. They're the ones that caused all these things in the first place. You know, like you cannot just make some of these decisions as management and expect to have no repercussions. See, miracles don't come. Even situations where miracles come, you have to like at least put the effort. You have to make certain efforts before the miracles or some of these clutch moments come.
Yeah.
But when you don't do that, you know, you if you look at our injuries, for goodness sake, the moment this player comes back, this one goes out injured. And up to now, our medical team are still there. I could remember Abelua, one of the issues that Alonso had with the management was he refused to, he dropped Antonio Pintus as fitness coach, and they were not buying that idea. And immediately they sacked Alonso, they brought back Antonio Pintus, and and I don't know if you've heard of one scandal about the nutrition department in Madrid where one lady was the head of the nutrition department, and then some people in the management even, threatened her that they can even make the management to fire her or something like that. And immediately she left. She was later fired, and immediately she left. That was when we started having issues at the fitness issues and everything. So there are so many things that and I think there was this issue that Joan Calafat is leaving at the end of this season or something that Madrid is trying to bring, and I think that was where the rumors of Toni Kroos came in, that is going to come in as something like a sporting, we don't have a sporting director, something like a sporting director or something. So like there are some changes that we really need to make in that, in that management. This problem clearly is not a player issue. It's not an all field issue, it's an off field issue. So, and if we really want to do something next season, because I believe this season is gone, if we really want to do something next season, then the management has to do, have to step up. Some players need to go. We need to bring in new reinforcement, especially defense, to bring in new reinforcement, and then make sure that the team, the player power, they make sure that they disintegrate that issue of player power within the team. That's just it.
All right, Hamisu, thank you very much for joining me. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you.